If you are watching this video, first I want to apologize for it being so shaky. I was very upset and I don't feel well. These are the parasites that are completely infested my entire body. They're all over all tissue. They're embedded. When this first started, it was one hair follicle. It was over a year ago, and it was the beginning of a nasty journey through 12 or 13 healthcare systems, 50-something doctors, and being gaslighted by all of them. It is a very grave situation because it is not just me. This is happening all over our country. This is happening to hundreds of thousands of people. We have to have help. My goal is to secure an emergency hearing in a federal court so that we can challenge policies with bureaucratic agencies. I'm struggling a little bit because I am so sick. I have not been able to find an attorney that will align with these needs. I am going to pursue this with or without an attorney, but I am doing everything in my power to advocate for all of these people that I have encountered. I mean, I reached out online to see if other people were having the same types of problems that I was having getting health care, and I am floored at the numbers. I mean, at first I stopped counting at like 100,000, and then I went back and started looking, and I realized that it was over 200,000. And I mean, I'm just now realizing that I have already encountered groups that total over 700,000 people in our country with parasitic infections that cannot get help. If you don't want to watch this whole thing, I understand, but do get the idea of what I am talking about and expressing the need to get this emergency hearing as soon as possible. I don't care which state it is in. I will literally get in my car and move to whichever state will facilitate an emergency federal hearing as soon as possible. Because not only am I dying with this, I am terrified because other people in my family are experiencing symptoms now. But also, I am at a race for time because some of these people that I have encountered are much sicker than me, and they have limited resources. I mean, I have exhausted majority of my resources. I have dealt with this hardship, have been unable to work, been unable to do, anything other than chase health issues. But, I do have a little bit more than some of these other people that I've encountered who have been dealing with this longer, some of them are even sicker. I have been buying them the supplemental things, the natural things from that they, have wanted to try because they didn't even have the funds to cover some of those things. We cannot get medicine. We cannot get testing. And it is absolutely not ethical. It is scandalous. It is I have learned, I am not a conspiracy theorist by no stretch of the imagination. I don't believe in conspiracy theories. I believe that, when one entity does something really bad, the others probably turn their head to it. But this is so bad that I don't know who the superpower is behind the refusal to acknowledge parasitic infections in the United States. I do have strong suspicions, but I'm going to try and stick to facts only and stay away from those suspicions. The facts are, my entire farm has been completely covered over by this parasite. I can no longer stay on my farm because it is so bad. I have called all of the agencies, the health departments, the CDC, the environmental agencies. I even called our governor's office, and I can get no help on the farm. Nothing environmental. And I'm telling you, this thing does not respect property lines. And I have a recording of the CDC where I called and said, there's a deadly aggressive parasite attacking my family and covering my farm. I need help. And they read me a script. They had no authority. The health department had no authority. The governor's office, they just ignored me. The environmental agency had no authority. Someone has either hijacked the authority or they're all just don't want to fool with it. I don't know. But the doctors, it is terrible, because not only are the doctors refusing to acknowledge this, they are refusing to look when you try to show them. When you try to show them a video or a picture, they refuse to look at it. They try to justify your samples into being something different. And they are strategically selecting the wrong tests. I have read the data. I am qualified to read the data. I am qualified academically to understand the data. And when I tell the doctor, this is the list of tests that we have to do to diagnose this parasite, they just look at me like a deer in the headlights and walk off, and they will not do it. They have strategically ordered just what they felt like would not be positive. And this is across the board with hundreds of thousands of people, and we are dying. And not only that, but our numbers are growing, and this can cross over into your family at any time. And we desperately need to get our situation heard right now, because I don't know how many people are going to die today with this. I don't know how many are going to die tomorrow, but I guarantee you people are dying with it. We have to get this fixed. Now, I have developed a team, and all of us are people who are impacted by this. And, from all over the country. We didn't know each other prior to building this team. And we have laid out a strategic plan to correct this problem, to save the lives. We are hitting one roadblock after another because there are superpowers that do not want it. I mean, some people believe that it has to do with the pharmaceutical companies or industry not wanting parasites to be cured, because if parasites are cured, then that's going to eliminate a whole lot of diseases, and that means they lose billions of dollars. That may be it. I don't know. Some people believe that the malpractice insurance companies behind this. I do know that the shared record system that the doctors are using is what's fueling their ability to continually not take care of specific illnesses such as this parasite, and they are covering for one another on an aggressive scale. Not only are they refusing to test properly, not only are they refusing to document accurately, but they're also treating us like we've done something wrong. They are abusing us. This is a human rights violation on a large scale, and I am not going to let this go. I do not expect to live. Watch the end of this video, because you can see how many of these things are embedded inside of my mouth and throat. But I want you to, to understand that I do realize that this is graphic, that this is, a gross video, but this is what we need to put out there for you to understand how important this is, and get this word out and help us find the resources. All we need is to get a lawyer to help us with the document to get an emergency hearing. We've laid out all of the groundwork. We've laid out everything that we need to say. We are going to do this without the attorney. I'm choking on worms. We are going to do this without the attorney, but we would rather have an attorney. I don't care what state it's in. Right now, I'm in Texas. I plan to go to Oklahoma soon. My home is in Alabama. I don't care which state it is. I will move to whichever state. Please help us get this word out. Please, please, please. I am not going to talk for the whole 30 minutes of this video, but I don't want to cut any of it out because it shows exactly how bad this infestation has covered my body. And I want you to know that this is on a wide scale happening to so many people, and we are extreme victims of human rights violations. We are treated unethically. We are being abused. We are being neglected, and we are being allowed to die. And we are told by the medical school to go to another country if we want to live. I need you guys to help me get this word out, to help me get into an emergency federal hearing as soon as possible. My name is Billy Glazier. I started the group R123 just to help out with this parasitic problem, so I can save some of the lives that have not deteriorated too much as mine probably has. But if, I don't know how much more time I have, how much of my body can take of this, but I do know that I'm not going to stop fighting for everybody else until the day that I do die. Again, Billy Glazier, and my telephone number is 205-910-2601. Please call me if you have any resources to help us get into an emergency federal hearing as soon as possible. Thank you.